Hey everybody. As you can see here, I'm here to talk about ACTA in the Bill-C11 or C12, whatever you want to call it. Now, for some of you that don't know what Bill-C11 or C12 is, for those of us that live in America and live around the world, it's basically the Canadian version of SOPA. With a few twists. Now, according to some of these things, and I'm pretty sure some of you have heard of this, the twists are like this. They go with this Bill C111 or C12, whatever you call it. One, here in the States with iTunes and all that, we can rip most of our CDs that we buy. And by ripping most of our CDs that we buy, we can put them on our iPods or our mobile devices and whatever and listen to them on the way. Listen to them on the go. Well, one of the ironic twists, according to a report, is this will not be the case. That's right. This will not be the case anymore in Canada because they'll be taking that away. Yeah, believe it or not, they'll be taking that away. There are a few other twists, like kind of similar to what SOPA had. You know, kind of the same things that SOPA had and stood for, but a few, like I said, with a few twists like the one I just mentioned. And again, you can look this up on Google and everything, and Zaren Isaac could tell you a lot about it too. Because he's the one that posted it up on Facebook. And the reason he posted it up is because one of the things, as you know, one of the things Zaren Isaac does, Sean McLean does, is he does the Multimedia Chronicles. Now, what this new bill would do, possibly in Zaren Isaac's eyes, as well as any other Canadian's eyes, or even those that are friends of Canadians that have shows on sites like YouTube and Google and all that, in Daily Motion, what it would do to in Blimp TV, what it would do to them, and what they fear it will do to them, is the same thing that we feared SOPA would do to us, and that would be to shut down some of our stuff. In other words, the Multimedia Chronicles, which is a very popular YouTube show, could be, in Zaren Isaac's eyes and in some other people's eyes, shut down for good. It could be shut down for good. Now, here's the thing, though. Zaren Isaac is not, to me, is not stealing no material. He's not copywriting anything anymore. I mean, if you go to his channel and you see his Galaxy Rangers review and all that, he had to kind of change that up a bit due to copyright issues, but still, he was able to use footage at times. Now, here's the thing. I don't think Zaren Isaac's going to be in any trouble with this because, one, all he's doing is unboxing things. He does unpackagings. He does package openings most of the time. Yeah, he'll talk about other things. He'll do his HD rants. He'll do his responds and all that. But Zaren Isaac and people like him that live in Canada that have shows like his on YouTube and Daily Motion and Blimp.tv, I don't really think have anything to worry about. They don't because one, here's the thing. They're not doing anything wrong. Yeah, he sells DVDs of his episodes, of his Multimedia Chronicle episodes, but a majority of those are just either reviews or package opening or unboxings. That's all they are. So I don't really think people like Sean McLean, Zaren Isaac, or anybody else over in Canada has anything to worry about. Yeah, the ripping of CDs onto iTunes and all that, so you can put them on your iPods or your iPhones. Yeah, that might be in jeopardy, but I seriously doubt it. So, as far as I'm concerned, Bill C111 or C12, whatever you want to call it, I don't think it's really going to have that much of effect. I really don't, because I think too many people are going to be against it, just like a lot of people are against it here, against SOPA and PEPA here in the States. Now, speaking of those bills, apparently a new bill has come up, but it's not a bill supported by, well, it is kind of supported by Congress and legislation, but it's not really. It's more like an underground-like bill. It's a bill that's the entire world or at least right now Europe is in on. At least Europe is trying to push full force, and it's kind of getting through here to the United States and kind of get pushed full force here. It's called ACTA. And the truth is, ACTA is basically stands for anti-counterfeiting. Here's the thing about this. I know a lot of people are worried about ACTA, and I can understand that. But here's the deal. I'm not worried about ACTA. Not one bit. Because it's anti-counterfeiting. Basically, the thing is, it's kind of like SOPA, where it's trying to prevent piracy and the making of money off stuff that you don't legally own. But the thing is, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Basically, I think they're just looking to shut down other websites that they feel are counterfeiting stuff that they shouldn't, whether they're making money off it or not. So let's say like sites like Mediafire and RapidShare and among others like Hotfile and FileSonic and FileShare, whatever you want to call it. Those could be the ones in danger. YouTube, I don't think so. Dailymotion, no. Facebook, no. Twitter, no. MySpace, no. None of those are in danger. Now, yes, ACTA does sound like it could be a problem. But apparently, some people, from what I understand, are trying to start up petitions that you can find here on Google, to get Congress and the government, whether it's the state government or the federal government, to notice how bad ACTA could affect the United States. Now, we don't know the actual result of what ACTA could really do just yet. So we can't just jump in and say it's going to ruin us, it's going to hurt us, because we don't know all the facts just yet. And besides, here's the thing. We've defeated these kind of things before by petitioning, rallying, and getting a lot of people together. But here's the thing. If it was that big of a threat, wouldn't Google, YouTube, Google and its partners and everything that it owns, like YouTube and stuff, wouldn't it be putting things together to let Congress and governments know that, ACTA is a bad thing? Wouldn't the people that work at Facebook and own Facebook, wouldn't they come together? Wouldn't they put something together and to tell Congress to tell the government and Congress and legislation about ACTA? Don't you think they would have done that? Don't you think Wikipedia would have done it? Reddit would do that? The people? I mean, Blimp.tv? I mean, come on, folks. ACTA is not that big of a deal. Now, I'm pretty sure we'll probably hear something about it from people like Angry Joe and maybe Doug Walker and maybe James Wolfe. And that might get some attention, but the thing is, I don't really think we have much to worry about because, again, if it was that big of a deal, Google, Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter, and all Wikipedia, and all these major internet companies and whatever, they would be rallying together just like they did against SOPA and PIPA and saying, look, this is what could happen if this ACTA thing comes into the States full force. You see what I'm saying? What I'm saying, folks, is ACTA may be threatening and may cause some problems. I'm not saying it won't, but I don't think it's really anything to worry about. In fact, I've heard sources that it's not just about stop being an anti-counterfeit act and bill, but it's more or less the fact that it's trying to stop, believe it or not, people believe it or not, it's another thing I've heard about it is supposed to stop children from viewing porn. In other words, it's supposed to prevent like porn sites or porn images and all that from being shown. I don't know. That's just one of the things I've heard. One of the sources, one of the rumors and stuff. One of the sources I heard that ACTA was associated. That the reason ACTA was being put together. One of the reasons, I should say. One of the reasons it was being put together. Not just anti-counterfeiting, but because of what I just mentioned. One of the reasons. And I'm not saying that it's true or not. So, All I can say right now, folks, is for those in Canada, I'm pretty sure you got petitions and all that, and everybody ready. Yeah, go ahead and I encourage you to rally and do whatever you can to get that Bill-C11 or Bill-C12 wiped from existence, if I was you. I encourage you guys to do that. As far as ACTA goes, yeah, I show my encouragement. I throw my support against ACTA, to oppose ACTA. I do. But right now, I don't really think it's that big of a deal because I don't see it as a big of a threat just yet. Not saying it isn't, but I just don't see it that way yet. So those are just my thoughts on it. Comment down below if you like. Video response if you like. And I'll talk to you later.